Welcome into the Box Score, first basketball edition. Wellworth Bank is our title sponsor. We appreciate those folks stepping up and doing that for us. And Murphy, we've kind of not completely transitioned out of football yet.
No, there's still some overlap in there a little bit.
And we're going to talk about that a little bit. But I know, Murph, that getting on the hardwood, you and I both, we're excited to get back in the gym. It's warm in there, first of all. You don't have to worry about cold weather, rain, or anything.
Well, we hadn't had any cold weather to amount to anything
you're right.
yet. You know, we probably will. That's kind of the way the weather is calling for this evening. But nonetheless, it's been pretty good so far.
Definitely has. Let's go ahead and look at the Gordonsville at Marion County game. Marion County wins at 42-14. The Warriors just too much in Jasper. Zayden Humphrey, 33 passing yards, 10 rushing yards for 117 yards, 3 touchdowns. He also had an interception return for a touchdown. Mason Mays, 6 carries for 73 yards and a score, and 1 reception for 29 yards. It was just too much speed from Marion County. Gordonsville, Turner Booker leads the way, 23 rushes for 101 yards. Lee Skurlock, 10 carries, 45 yards and a score. And then Jay Foster, the senior quarterback, 11 of 17, 176 passing yards, a score, an interception, and also 22 rushing yards. Gordonsville in the early fourth quarter was down 28-14. The referees, they pitched the ball forward, should have been a pass and an incomplete pass, but instead they call it a lateral, and I don't see how. Then a fumble that Marion County, Gordonsville was getting ready to make it 28-21. They're down about their 15-yard line, and then they go on a 14-0 run after that point, which I know, that score is really not indicative of how close that game was.
Yeah, I saw most of the second half down there. I went to South Pittsburgh to begin with, and that one was over almost before it started.
Right.
South Pittsburgh was so much better than the opposition, Clay County, but nonetheless, the Marion County-Gordonsville game was close for most of the second and most of the third, and then all of a sudden everything went wrong. But I want to commend the Gordonsville fans. The team was very well represented with moms and dads and grandparents and friends and everything. Pretty good little trip from Gordonsville down to Jasper, but nonetheless, Gordonsville was very well represented at that game.
We had a basketball game earlier. It was DeKalb County at Gordonsville. Gordonsville girls gets the 59-39 victory. Mackenzie Herron leads the way with 16. Lily Brock had 13 points and 2 3-pointers. Chloe Van Branken leads DeKalb County with 14, and Lily Young with 6. Let's go ahead and look at the boys. Elliott Barnes leads the way for DeKalb County, who gets the big 63-34 victory. Of course, Gordonsville did not have their football players. Logan Duke had 14. Aiden Miller leads Gordonsville with 9. Tate Randolph and Josh Massey with 8 points each. Murphy, I think they only had about 7 players. Did Gordonsville without their football team there yet?
Kind of the way Cannon County was in their first playoff game, because so many of those kids were playing both sports.
Let's go ahead and look at the previews. We've got Ashley Patrick in her 5th season at Cannon County Girls. Of course, they're swapping districts. They'll be in 6AA now. Very successful in 9AA. Murphy, they won the tournament, then lost to Loretto in the region semifinals. Of course, key players returning, Abby Alexander, Ellie Bain, and Naomi Muse.
Yeah, they've got some great leadership in both Alexander and Bain, and those are going to be the cornerstones, if you will, I think. But I've seen the girls play twice in Hall of Fame events, and I think some of those younger girls are going to surprise a lot of people the way they looked in those early of the season games.
We'll have Jared Nave on later in the show, and looking at Jared in his 4th season. Of course, an outstanding year, 23-10 and 24-25. They'll be going into 6AA, which is Central Magnet, Macon County, and Watertown. I'm sorry, that's not right. That's going to be Smith County, Cannon County, York, and Monterey. I got my double A's mixed up there. I was rattling off AAA, not AA. They won the district tournament. They were runner-up. They wound up losing in the sub-state game to Hickman County, very close game. Had a 3 in the air at the buzzer to go to the state tournament. But Murphy, they've got 3 very talented players in Lucas Phillips, Miles Alexander, and Eli Garrett that return.
Yeah, and they've got 2 or 3 others, including Zeke Walkup, who will see an awful lot of time. Cannon County may have its tallest team this year. Some good size in the paint, and I think with the great shooters they have from the outside, they're going to be a real threat to a lot of people this year.
Let's go ahead and look at DeKalb County. Brandy Alley returns for her 4th season. They struggled a year ago, 6-23. Now we're in 8 AAA, and that is Central Magnet, Macon, and Watertown are the teams in their district this year, so they're guaranteed to make the region. They lost in the first round to Cumberland County. Key returners, Chloe Van Branken and Allie Melton, 2 seniors for the Lady Tigers, Murph.
Yeah, the one thing that's different this year is the fact that Brandy is now married, right?
I believe that's right. And let's go ahead and look at the boys. Joey Agee will have on just a little bit later in his 4th season. They struggled a year ago, 10-22. They did wind up getting past to the region tournament a year ago. And I know they struggled a little bit, but they'll be in 8 AAA this year. Key returners for them is John Hendricks, Logan Duke, and the sophomore Elliott Barnes. And I know that you're not used to seeing DeKalb County, Murphy, go 10-22.
No, that's not the case. But you know, we've already had the interview with him that we taped. But I think people are going to really be surprised at DeKalb County's boys team this year. It's going to be pretty good, and they've got some really good young kids coming on as well.
Let's go ahead and look at the Gordonsville Tigerettes. Terry Brock, the head coach there, in her 2nd season. They've done some good things here in the preseason and the Hall of Fame. They were 11-18. They'll be in 8A this year, which is a completely different district than they've had. Murphy, I think Trousdale County Innovation Academy, Merrill Hyde, they better gas up the bus because he's going to be doing a lot of miles. There's 7 teams in their new district.
That's going to be the case in a lot of places, whether you've got 7 in the district or 4 in the district, because so many schools are having to go outside their normal borders, if you will, to find games to get a 20 or 25 game schedule. And so consequently, those trips are going to be a little bit longer than they've been in the past.
They lost to East Robertson in the Region 4A quarterfinals a year ago. They returned Mackenzie Herron, Molly Story, Dariana Bell, and Lily Brock. And I think there's some good things ahead for Coach Brock now in her 2nd year. They've looked pretty impressive here early.
I was going to say, with a 3-0 start, you can't do any better than that in 3 games. So I think they just want to build on that and just keep growing and getting better and better with each game.
Greg Bibb will return for his 7th season, 18-12 a year ago. They lost to Pickett County rather handily in the Region 4A semifinals. They returned Jay Foster, Aiden Miller, among others. I know they've struggled, Murphy, without their football players, but I still say the Tigers will get there once they get everybody healthy and back those football players back playing.
Those are a couple of pretty strong ifs there that you mentioned, but I think they'll be all right, and hopefully they'll get in a different bracket from East Robertson and some of those other really strong programs.
Let's go ahead and look at the Smith County Lady Owls. Matt Farrell returns for his 4th season. They were 23-9 a year ago. They lost 3 seniors in Chloe Collins, Chloe Powell, and Carly Ramsey. They'll be in 6AA this year. Of course, that is Cannon County, Monterey, and York. York, even without the Beatty girl, who's now at Iowa State and playing a lot, they'll have an outstanding team. Odds-on favorite to win the district. They were the runner-up a year ago. Then they lost to Jackson County, a team they'd beaten twice during the regular year. They lost to them in the region semifinal at Monterey. Coming back, Emery Jones, she's averaging over 20 a game. Kaylee Dixon, Scarlett Powell, and Katie Bell McCarter, they're off to a 3-0 start. But tonight, which is Tuesday before Thanksgiving, they've got a very tough squad in Cumberland County coming to Bill Landry Gym.
The Beatty girl you referenced only got to play a handful of games at the end of the year, so the fact that she's not coming back this year because she's playing collegiately should not affect that team much from what it was last year.
Looking at the Owls, Lane Massell in his second season, 13 and 18 a year ago. They'll be in 6AA this season. They were the district 5AA runner-up and then lost at home to Liberty Creek in the quarterfinals. Tyler Jones, Cooper Williams, and Lucas Cornwell, the go-to players that do not have a senior on the team. They currently stand at 0-3 and have been struggling here in the Hall of Fame game. They've played some awfully good teams. The Class AA state champion a year ago was Loretto at 35-0, and they lose to them by 2 at Loretto last Thursday night. So some good things could be ahead for Smith County. Looking at Watertown Lady Purple Tigers, Brenna Price, we'll have her on for an interview later. They finished 20-9. They lost in the playoffs 41-38 to Westmoreland in the quarterfinals. They returned every player from last year. Macy Braley, Easy Burns, Molly Followill will be their go-to people. And let's go ahead and look at the Purple Tigers under Kevin Honeycutt, his fourth season. They were 9-21. They were the fourth place team in the district, lost to White House Heritage in the region quarterfinals. They returned Carlos Shannon and Devin Brown, currently stand at 2-1. We'll have an interview with Brenna Price, the Watertown girls head coach, when we return to the box score, brought to you by Wellworth Bank.
At Wellworth Bank, we believe care makes for better banking. It's what turns transactions into trust and customers into neighbors. To us, people are more than numbers. They're families building futures, dreamers starting new journeys. We believe care should come standard because you're worth it. You always have been. Wellworth Bank, care in common. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Friendly, traditional banking at its best. It's what our customers have learned to expect at Citizens Bank, and we're always happy to deliver, with plenty of options for personal and commercial checking accounts, as well as a variety of loan types. We can help you achieve your financial goals, all with a friendly hometown smile. Citizens Bank at 407 Main Street and 61 Dixon Springs Highway in Carthage, 70 Cookville Highway in South Carthage, and 530 Gordonsville Highway in Gordonsville. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
When you look at the big picture, you're really looking at family. Nothing means more to you than their safety. DTC Security gives you the peace of mind to live your life your way, helping you connect what matters most, no matter where you are or what you do.
Your home deserves an all-star defense for just $49.99. Get a system with a touch keypad, 3 window or door sensors, motion detector, key fob, and standard installation.
Helping you live life your way. We're DTC Security.
And welcome back into the box score. We've been joined by Brenna Price, the head coach for the Watertown girls. Coach, I know the season started. You've had Hall of Fame week. It's out of the way. Now you've got a tournament. I think you're in down at Mount Juliet. You beat Pearl Cone yesterday and get a cream puff today in Blackman, which is a very much smaller school than Watertown. Is all that correct?
Yeah. Not quite.
Coach, you've got a tough opponent in the Blackman Blaze coming up here. Of course, this show's been taped on Tuesday, but they've got a good club.
Yes. Very athletic, very well coached, very big, and so we're about to see what we're made of right here.
It's pretty much the same group of girls they had last year. Didn't they go to the state tournament, I think?
I believe they lost in a region semi game to Cookville at Lebanon, but they only lost 4 games last year. and returned most of their squad. Yeah.
Interestingly enough, one of those was to Canning County in the very first game of the season. So, and I knew Coach Grandstaff when she was at Oakland for a long time. So she does a good job in getting her team ready. It may not be quick, but by the time tournaments roll around, they're going to be pretty strong.
Yeah, she does a great job. They're very well coached, and you can tell that they respond really well to her. And so, like I said, we'll see what we're made of right here.
Coach, I know that your assistant coach has got to be the reason you had so much success a year ago, and that's going to cost him $20 next time I see him. But I know having your husband as your assistant coach has got to be, I guess, a treat and a not so much a treat
at times.
At times, especially if things get very very hectic or intense like they do sometimes on the beach.
Yes, a treat would be probably the right word. This is probably all you need to know is we take 2 different vehicles to away games. So we do a good job of separating the 2, but we do take 2 vehicles to away games.
Coach, when you look at success that you had a year ago, kind of caught everybody by surprise that you won as many games as you did. I think you got over the 20-win plateau, and I'm sorry if I don't remember your record exactly, but to have the success that you had, it kind of sets the bar higher because there was not a senior on last year's team, and you've got everybody coming back.
It does, and we've talked a lot about, we felt like we fell short of our goal last year. It's great, it's great to win 21 ball games, but basketball is a tournament sport, and you want to be playing late February, early March, and so setting the standard all summer, all fall, that we can be satisfied with that many wins, and that's great. We celebrated that, but that at this point doesn't mean anything. It's a new season, new district for us, new region for us, new competition for us. We've structured our schedule a little bit different this year just to try to be battle tested really before we get into district play. And my kids want to win, and trying to get over that hump in our program to be playing in the region tournament, and make it past the first round of region. Nobody in Watertown has ever won a region semi game, and so that's a big game circled for us. We want to get there, and then we want to have success there as well.
Coach, you mentioned you're in a different district, different region. Throw out, if you can, off the top of your head, some of the new people that you will be playing this year that maybe, I haven't seen your schedule, but maybe some new people that Watertown hasn't ever played or certainly hasn't played in a long time.
So we moved up to 3A, and so in our district we've got Macon, DeKalb, and Central Magnet, and then in the region we've got Livingston, Stone, White County, Upperman, Cumberland County. And so we scheduled, we went to Clay in a Hall of Fame game, which they're obviously single A, but really good basketball team. We're over here at Mount Juliet this week with a loaded girls bracket. We've got Livingston back on the regular season schedule. Obviously, all those district teams on our schedule. Just trying to see competition early, and figure out everything we need to work on, things that we're really good at, and just trying to play a higher level of basketball from November to March.
Sounds like you're going to get the travel award if you don't get anything else at all.
That is true. A lot of long road games for us.
Coach, when you look at your new district, I really like your chances of making the region since there's only 4 teams. But still, when you look at Macon County, of course, their girls have been down for a few years after being very competitive under Larry White. And you got Central Magnet, of course, over in Murfreesboro, that was in Smith County's district there for a little while, a few years back. So there's a couple of teams there that you may not have faced in the regular season that will be a district opponent, and very important because you only have 6 district games the entire season.
Yes, and it kind of made scheduling a nightmare, just to be honest with you, only having 4 in your district. But Watertown hasn't played Macon or Central Magnet in a very long time, making, I want to say 5 or 6 years. And so getting those back obviously on the schedule through the district. But, we try to preach to our kids, any night you can be beat and any night you can win. And we can't have the mindset that this is going to be easier or this is less competitive than last year. We really just got to worry about us and what we do well and how we want to play.
Coach, some of those schools you mentioned, and the one that comes to mind is Cumberland County. Has Watertown ever played Cumberland County before? That's a long trip from Watertown to Crossville.
Basketball-wise, I don't know that they've been on the schedule. Not in my time, after college, since I've been an assistant and taking over the program. We have not played them, but obviously we don't play them this year in the regular season, but could draw them come tournament time.
Coach, when you look at your region, a very tough region, when you look at White County, when you look at Upperman, Livingston, the tradition of those people, and Cumberland County, Coach, with Rodica Miller back now, I'm going to get to see them tonight in Carthage. Of course, we're taping this on Tuesday before Thanksgiving, but they are running gun. They've got a premier player in Sydney Wilhite that just tossed in 54 for a new school high. And they may be bouncing it off the walls, but they're going to try to turn you over and play 94 foot of basketball wide open for 32 minutes.
Yes, and that's what we've kind of preached to our kids. I'm sure they're, and I think I said this last year, they're probably tired of me nitpicking stuff in practice and in film, but we keep saying, is this going to be good enough to beat the White Counties, the Uppermans, the Cumberland Counties, the Livingstons, the Stone Memorial? Is this going to be good enough basketball? And if the answer is no, then we don't need to settle right now for that kind of basketball. And so getting our kids to understand that is huge, and I think they're starting to see that a little bit in order to experience that post season success that we would like to see. We got to turn it up a couple notches, just to be honest with you.
Coach, the basketball season has been going about a month right now. On a scale of 1 to 10, where did you hope to be at this time of year, and where do you think you really are on that scale of 1 to 10? It's hard to say. You've played 3 games. We started out with Red Bullin, and I'll just be honest, I wasn't super pleased with how we played. We only gave up 19 points, but I felt like offensively we weren't in our rhythm. And then we turn around and go to Clay County and play just about as bad as I've seen us play in a long time. And then yesterday we come out and we beat a very athletic, very physical Pearl Cone team. And I tell them all the time, like, we want to be playing our best basketball in, January, February, March. And so I would say we're right out where I hope to be, maybe a little under where I wanted to be right now. But that's why, that's why we're playing the teams that we're playing right now. We got to get better. We got to come in every day. We got to perfect the things that aren't where I'd like them to be. And the good thing is my kids were disappointed in how they played the first 2 games. They knew that wasn't good enough. And I feel like for us, that's a good sign. They weren't satisfied with how they played. And so that's good. From a coaching perspective, I like to see that.
Well, Coach, best of luck in the Mountain Juliet tournament, and happy Thanksgiving to you and Seth, and to the Watertown Lady Purple Tigers.
Appreciate it, guys. Happy Thanksgiving to you all.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll take a break, and we'll be back with an interview with Jared Nave, the County head coach. As we want to thank Wellworth Bank, our title sponsor.
Why do our customers choose Homeland Community Bank? Because we're committed to providing top-quality financial services while focusing on those personal banking relationships that treat you like the friends and neighbors that you are. From checking and savings to loans of all types, including those focused on business, Homeland Community Bank is truly ready to meet your needs. Contact us today to make the switch to better banking. Homeland Community Bank. Banking by the people, for the people. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Friendly, traditional banking at its best. It's what our customers have learned to expect at Citizens Bank, and we're always happy to deliver, with plenty of options for personal and commercial checking accounts, as well as a variety of loan types. We can help you achieve your financial goals, all with a friendly hometown smile. Citizens Bank at 407 Main Street and 61 Dixon Springs Highway in Carthage, 70 Cookeville Highway in South Carthage, and 530 Gordonsville Highway in Gordonsville. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Wellworth Bank, we believe care makes for better banking. It's what turns transactions into trust and customers into neighbors. To us, people are more than numbers. They're families building futures, dreamers starting new journeys. We believe care should come standard because you're worth it. You always have been. Wellworth Bank, care in common. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome back to the Box Score, brought to you by Wellworth Bank, and we've been joined by Jerry Nave, the County boys head coach. And Coach, I know an exciting season upcoming for you. You returned a lot of players off last year's teams that was very, very successful and had a lot of wins. I know as a coach, you've got to be excited. Of course, you've played a few games already, but looking at the season, that has to really excite you to know the talent that you've got on the basketball floor this year.
Well, you know, every year is a new year. Yeah, we got a lot of guys coming back, but kind of like you preach to the guys, you know, it is a new year, so everybody's going to have a different role. You know, what is your role? What is that going to look like? And that's just, as games get played and as practices go along, those roles get more and more defined. And, you know, the faster you can get in line with those roles, you know, the better we can be as a team. And at the end of the day, that's the main goal. That's what we're trying to get to, is the best we can be. And just, you know, I always say, you know, you're just trying to get a cog in that engine going. And so that's kind of the way we've been playing the last few years. And, you know, I just think team wins. You know, you can do a lot of stuff by yourself, but when it comes down to big games and big time plays, it's got to come down to the team. And so we'll see what we can do as we get going, cranking this thing up, and it should be another fun year of basketball.
Coach, the last Thursday night you had your second night of Hall of Fame action, and I think the one thing that I took away from that game, from watching it, is how many different players were on the floor for Cannon County. I mean, there were several freshmen out there, and I didn't really notice a major change between them and the juniors and seniors. Everybody seemed to be right there with their A game the other night.
Well, yeah, and like I told them, you know, regardless of score, winning or losing, I said, you know, you're always being evaluated. So, you know, whether you're up or whether you're down, you know, it's as the season progresses, you know, obviously minutes go up or minutes go down. So you always better be on your A game. You always got to bring it. You always got to bring it in practice. You always got to bring it regardless of time or score. So when it comes down to big games, you know, how much trust can we put in you? You know, that's kind of shown over the course of a season or over practice. And that's especially, you know, beginning of the year, that's what's so exciting. You know, you're always trying to figure out, you know, everybody's trying to figure out their team. And, you know, especially at the beginning of this year, you know, we're running a bunch of guys trying to see, you know, what roles, who's got what, and, you know, who can guard who and who can shoot, you know, who's better, what's your strengths, what's your weaknesses. And like I said, it should be a really fun year. And of course, you know, people are still trying to figure everybody out. And, you know, I'm just excited to get this thing cranked up.
Well, Coach Nave, I know that you were disappointed probably that the football team lost in that opening round, but it does give you more practice time with those. I think there was 11 different ones that played football, also play basketball. So you got them earlier, and I'm sure that's helped you in your preseason and in these first few week of Hall of Fame games.
Well, for sure. You know, football team had a really good year. You know, they just ran into a Grundy County team that was just really good. And, you know, just it's sports. It's high school sports. You guys know it happens sometimes. Just end up with maybe just a bad night or a bad kick of the football or basketball, and, you know, your season ends. So I don't want to say lucky for us, but, we kind of, like you said, kind of got them back a little bit earlier than expected. And they've got a little bit more practice time. So, obviously it's still so early, and as you can tell, like every school, that when their football guys come back, they're just not in basketball shape. I mean, you just can't run. They just can't run for a long period of time. So especially in November, as you get into December, the football guys kind of get more in shape, and so then it can kind of get rolling even more. But everybody's still trying to integrate back, transition from football to basketball. But you're right, it definitely helps. And I'm excited that we kind of got to come together maybe a little bit earlier so we can get this thing rolling.
Coach, I think your fans got a couple of pretty good nights watching basketball. The boys and the girls both have done very, very well. But it's always good to have that extra thing that you have there in Cannon County when the gymnasium is open, because it's almost elbow to elbow on both sides of the floor. It's very impressive to see all those people come out to watch your players.
Oh yeah, we have the best fans. Regardless of basically who we're playing, where we're at, you can pretty much look up anywhere, anytime, and there's a sea of maroon, yelling, hooping and hollering, good, bad, or ugly, they're up there hooping and hollering, and it's fun to see, it's fun to watch. And I know for the players' perspective, they enjoy, just everybody coming and just cheering them on. And just from the coach's perspective, it's so appreciated, for them to come and cheer on the team like that. And so again, I hope we can draw another big crowd when we play DeKalb coming up, and trying to get another one for us.
Coach, when you look at your district, it's down. I don't know any other way to put it. Probably the team that was going to most contend with you for the district championship lost their leading scorer in Smith County, transferring to Trouser County. But when you look at Monterey and York, both struggled mightily a year ago, and now Smith County out to an 0-3 start. No, I'm not putting the district championship tag on you yet or crowning you as champions, but still, I know trying to keep people focused, because kids know that who's good and who's not, and a lot of times you play down to competition because you're not focused on what you really need to be focused on, night in, night out.
Well, here's kind of the way I look at this. In district play, especially on the boys' side, anybody can beat anybody anytime if you don't come to play. Everybody's boys' team has people who can run fast and can jump high. If you don't shoot, if you have a bad night shooting and you don't bring it, then you can get beat. And so, I don't look at it as any gimmies. I don't think there's any gimmies out there. If you don't show up and if you don't play to your standard or our standard, the way we want to play, you can definitely get beat. And I got too much respect for the other three coaches in our league to just think you can roll up in somewhere and just beat them, because it just doesn't work that way. Obviously that would be great if you could just roll up, win by 25, but district play, especially once you get through the first time and you kind of come around the second time, everybody kind of, sees everybody, sees what's going on. And, what's going on. They know what we're doing. We know what they're doing, and kind of just comes down to execution. A lot of times in a half court, don't turn the ball over. Just those fundamental key things that, everybody preaches, but who can really hone it in, on that particular night. Just try to get it done. I mean, like I said, there's no gimmies anywhere. And I heard about the Smith County guy going, and I hate that for them. I don't know all that situation going on, but they're still going to be really good. Again, there's no, you just lose one guy, you can just say you lose him to injury or transfer or whatever, but Coach Bustle does a really good job. He'll turn another guy in there, and again, I expect it to be, I don't want to call it a war, but just a full-on, just really good games coming down the stretch, and I'm excited to get the coach and really get the play in.
Coach, one of the things, regardless of sport, that all coaches want to see in their teams is chemistry. And that's one of those things that you can't necessarily coach. You either have it or you don't. But the other night, watching Cannon County's boys, there's no selfishness there at all. They seem to all love each other in an athletic sort of way. And I think that's one thing that makes that team so special, is the fact that it's not about me, it's about us. And it shows on the floor.
Well, again, you can win a lot of games just trying to go solo, but when you get into big championship games, big playoff games, you cannot do it by yourself. And so it's just something you build on, and it's something that's, constantly implemented. Like, guys, you have to move the ball. You got to play team defense. Because if you don't, in some of the biggest games, you can get beat and your season's over. It's not always sunshine and rainbows, even any team. You're going to have your bumps. You're going to have guys, getting on somebody else. But, at the end of the day, you still got to give them, a love tap and just tell them, hey, I love you. It's okay. We can have a disagreement here, but it's just for the betterment of the team. And at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to get to, for the betterment of the team. And that's what's fun, obviously, about coaching, is just getting to watch them, in essence, getting to coach a little bit of each other, take coaching, give coaching. And it is rewarding as a coach when you get to watch that. So I'm excited for another good year.
Well, Coach Nave, appreciate you visiting with us. Best of luck to Cannon County.
Gentlemen, y'all are awesome as always. It was good talk to you.
We'll have the boys coach, Joey Agee of DeKalb County, when we return to the box score, brought to you by Wellworth Bank.
Friendly, traditional banking at its best. It's what our customers have learned to expect at Citizens Bank, and we're always happy to deliver, with plenty of options for personal and commercial checking accounts, as well as a variety of loan types. We can help you achieve your financial goals, all with a friendly hometown smile. Citizens Bank at 407 Main Street and 61 Dixon Springs Highway in Carthage, 70 Cookeville Highway in South Carthage, and 530 Gordonsville Highway in Gordonsville. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Why do our customers choose Homeland Community Bank? Because we're committed to providing top-quality financial services while focusing on those personal banking relationships that treat you like the friends and neighbors that you are. From checking and savings to loans of all types, including those focused on business, Homeland Community Bank is truly ready to meet your needs. Contact us today to make the switch to better banking. Homeland Community Bank. Banking by the people, for the people. Member FDIC, Equal housing lender.
Welcome back to the box score, brought to you by Wellworth Bank, our title sponsor for basketball. And we appreciate those folks sponsoring us. We've been joined by Joey Agee, the DeKalb County Tigers head coach. And I know, Coach, when you look at your season a year ago, I know the off-season weighed heavily on you. I talked to you a couple of times, and you challenged your kids, hey, we've got to get better because we play, in a tough district and region, and we're going to be what DeKalb County basketball wants to be. Then we've got to improve.
Yeah, going into last year, our big thing was just stepping stones. We talked about, we hadn't made it to the region tournament since like 2013, I believe it was, and that was kind of our, our starting point. We needed to get over that hump first, and I thought our kids played really hard, really well late in the year. I thought we kind of come together a little bit there late and played some pretty good basketball, even though the record really didn't show it. But we were able to get out of the district tournament for the first time since 2013. So that's just kind of, one of those stepping stones that we had to get over, one of those humps that we had to get over last year. So now we're just trying to build off that.
Coach, our listeners, and myself included, are still trying to get out of football into basketball. But tell us a little about your team. How many kids you got back from last year? How many seniors you're going to have on the floor most of the time this year? All the things that fans would like to know, but they haven't heard yet.
Yeah, I mean, I have 4 football kids. 3 of those are freshmen, and then, of course, John Hendricks, which was the quarterback for most of the year for the football team, and he's been a 3-year starter, played a lot as a freshman. So he's coming back. He's been there a long time. Logan Duke is coming back. He's another senior. He started quite a bit for us last year. I have another senior that didn't play much last year, who's probably going to get a little playing time this time. And I got 2 juniors that are coming back from last year, which, Chase Young, he played a little bit for us last year, but he's going to be asked to take on the point guard responsibilities for the most part. But I have those 2 sophomores coming back from last year who played a lot for us as freshmen, Elliott Barnes and Porter Hancock. We expect them to take a big leap this year as sophomores. So we're going to play a bunch of kids. Probably we'll go 9 or 10 deep most games. So we'll see how that goes for us.
Coach, when you look, you got a new district, not a new region, because the district you left will be your old region for the most part. But when you look at Central Magnet, you look at Watertown, you look at Macon County, teams that you played before, but that's your 4-team district this time.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we've kept Watertown on the schedule ever since I've been at the Cab. Them being such a close game for us, so we're very familiar with them, and they're kind of in the same boat we are. Kind of sophomore heavy, relying a lot on their young kids, and they got a good freshman group I know coming in. So, along with a few seniors and juniors, I believe that'll play a big role for them. Central Magnet, we played them last year in a Christmas tournament at Watertown. From my understanding, they were young then. From what I talked to the coach, which their coaches I think moved on to Cascade or somewhere like that, I believe. But I think they were starting like 3 freshmen last year, maybe even 4 freshmen. So they're going to be a group that's got a lot of playing experience, but they're going to be young. And then Macon County, Coach Owens always does a good job of, he has a team that's always physical, and they'll play hard. So I expect our district to be very, very competitive. We kept a couple of our old district on the schedule, White County and Livingston, so we are playing those people. So, we'll be very familiar with those guys once we get to the region tournament, obviously, and they'll be familiar with us.
Yeah, I was going to say it works both ways, doesn't it, Coach? Where are you in terms of where you thought you would be in late November or early December? Are the guys? See, it sounds like you got so many kids back from last year with great experience. Sounds like you guys could be a real threat in your district.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously we're getting John back from football, and of course, he was out there a lot, so just getting his body right. We've dealt with some ankle injuries early, 3 or 4 kids rolled ankle in practice, which seems to, set you back a little bit. But I think we're trending in the right direction. I thought, the first game that we played against Monterey, our scoring was very balanced overall. 12, 8, 6, and that's kind of where we talked about earlier in the year that we don't feel like that we necessarily have a guy who has to average 20 that we think we can get those points spread out over a 7 or 8 kid rotation. So,
and that makes it really tough on the opposition. They don't know who to guard the most if everybody's scoring equally, do they?
Yeah, that's right, and we got to be consistent with that. We played at White County last night, got beat by 14, had a bad second quarter. We was up 1 after the first quarter, had a bad second quarter. We're down 9 at half and ended up getting beat by 14. But, we got to consistently do the things that we're asking them to do. Run the offense, take good shots, share the basketball, see the open guy early, trust each other. We're going to have to get better defensively. That's where we're going to have to improve. We're going to have to be able to stay in front of the ball a little bit better. And then we're going to have to finish with the rebound. We're not very big, at least not as big as we've been in the past. So we're really going to have to do a good job of going to get the boards.
Coach, when you look at the couple of freshmen that played a year ago, I thought for freshmen they played extremely well. I saw you 4, 5, 6 games last year, but there is a step forward that you've got to take from being a freshman playing to a sophomore year. And I know you, both these players are very talented, but they've got to, as scouting reports focus on them, they're not going to be able to do maybe the things that they've done in the past because they're kind of the hunted now, not just, a supplemental part.
Yeah, I mean, even with Elliott last year, the first, I would say, his breakout game last year, where I think he hits 5 threes or something. Maybe it was against Watertown, if my memory's right. I told him after that game, I said, you can forget towing that three-point line ever again. It's not going to happen. They're not going to let you stand. They're not just going to let you stand there on the three-point line anymore for the next 4 years. So you're going to have to figure out a way to advance your game in a way that, they got to respect you off the bounce as well as what you can do from the outside. And Porter, Hancock, I think he surprised some people early last year because he's a little bit undersized for a 4 guy, but he plays really hard and has a good nose for the basketball. So he's improved his outside shooting. I feel like he can shoot the ball from outside, stretch us out a little bit more from the 4 spot. So, those guys, Elliott's put in a lot of work. He's got stronger. I think he's more confident in himself. And, I got some more sophomores that will come off the bench that probably will surprise some people throughout the year. So, we're looking forward to just seeing them continue to grow.
Coach, I'm not real sure how many years you've been at DeKalb, but it sounds to me like this year and maybe the next 2 or 3 could be some really fun times for you as the head basketball coach.
Yeah, this is my 4th year. So this senior group is the first group that we've had for 4 years. We just got a lot of sophomore. I think we have 6 sophomores. We only have 3 seniors and 2 juniors. So, we're sophomore, freshman heavy. I have 16 kids. 11 of those are freshmen or sophomores that we have on varsity. So, I have 5 freshmen. And the next 8th grade group coming is supposed to be pretty good. I haven't got to watch them play a whole lot. I've seen the DeKalb West team play once or twice, and I'm sure I'll get over to watch the middle school. But I've heard good things about what they're doing over there, so I'll try to catch them over the next few weeks before we get rolling. Too busy in our season, but. We got a couple of, 3 groups stacked on top of each other that could do some damage in the near future. But I think we got a chance to do that this year, just to be honest with you. We haven't won a district championship since 2001. So that's our next progression. That's where we want to start. So that's kind of what we're focused on.
Well, Joey Agee, DeKalb County boys head coach, we appreciate you visiting with us. And happy Thanksgiving to all the Agees. Just don't eat any of Josh's cooking. That's your tip for the day.
Well, that's why I only asked January to cook. So.
That's a good one, Coach. Happy Thanksgiving. Appreciate you taking time to visit with us.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.
And we'll have more of the box score brought to you by Wellworth Bank when we return here.
Why do our customers choose Homeland Community Bank? Because we're committed to providing top-quality financial services while focusing on those personal banking relationships that treat you like the friends and neighbors that you are. From checking and savings to loans of all types, including those focused on business, Homeland Community Bank is truly ready to meet your needs. Contact us today to make the switch to better banking. Homeland Community Bank. Banking by the people, for the people. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Wellworth Bank, we believe care makes for better banking. It's what turns transactions into trust and customers into neighbors. To us, people are more than numbers. They're families building futures, dreamers starting new journeys. We believe care should come standard because you're worth it. You always have been. Wellworth Bank, care in common. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All across our communities, DTC is working hard for you each and every day so you can experience amazingly fast internet no matter where you live.
It's time to bench your bad internet and bring in the real MVP, Gig Speed from DTC. For a limited time, new customers get half off gig internet for 2026.
Call, stop by, or visit us online to sign up. DTC, making a difference where it matters most.
And welcome back to the Box Score, brought to you by Wellworth Bank, our title sponsor. We want to thank Justin Malden, always doing a great job for us, and we appreciate his hard work. And let's look now at our featured game, which is Smith at DeKalb, coming up on Tuesday night. Of course, that'll be tape delayed. We don't do that live like we do the football games, but Murphy, these two teams have played for a long time, used to be in the same district. Should be a big matchup in Smithville.
Yeah, it's always tough to call that game because they both look alike. They're both black and gold, and they've, like you said, they've been playing each other since World War II, I think, in just about all sports. But it ought to be a good night on the hardwood for both, I think.
I want to thank Huff and Puff Trucking for sponsoring that. Let's go ahead and look at the replay times. That'll be on Friday, December the 5th at 7 p.m., Saturday and Sunday, the 6th and 7th at 7 p.m., and on Monday, December the 8th at 1 p.m. Let's go ahead and get into the picks. I know, Murph, you've got several to look at here, and we'll start with South Pittsburgh making the short trip to Coalfield.
Yeah, it's from the Georgia border almost to the Kentucky border. Those two teams travel a good bit to face each other. South Pitt and Coalfield did not play during the regular season, but Coalfield and Gordonsville did, whatever that might mean. But nonetheless, South Pittsburgh, a team that I saw Friday night, is 3 or 4 deep at every position on both sides of the ball. I don't see them losing and picking up another trophy, a golden trophy at that. Tyner at Gatlinburg-Pittman, I don't know, it's been a while since Gatlinburg-Pittman has gotten this far. I think that'll be the best of the 4 games there as far as closeness is concerned. But I'm going to have to go with Pittman because they're at home.
And that is an awesome stadium setting off in that hole there in Gatlinburg. Yeah. Alcoa going to Greenville.
That ought to be a dandy. That's going to be for the championship, I think, in a lot of people's minds. Alcoa, a tough loss to Anderson County earlier in the postseason. I don't know that Greenville's lost. Maybe to a 5A or 6A team. I can't remember. But I think that will be an incredible game. And again, I'm going to just have to go with the home team in that one. Greenville is so strong and has been all season long.
That would break a 10-year-in-a-row championship streak. Of course, that came at the 3A level for Alcoa. They're in 4A now. And then Knox Hall's at Sevier County. Hall's
got into the playoffs by the edge of their fingernails, so to speak. I think they were either 5-4 or 5-5 to get into the postseason, but they're going to Sevierville, the defending 5A state champion, and I think that one goes to the Smoky Bears.
Let's go ahead and look at the Middle Tennessee picks. Marion County heading off to Maryville to play Eagleton Academy.
Yeah, and I think that's a charter school or something. It's just popped up about 3 years ago, but and I know very, very little about that team, but Marion County I saw the other night against Gordonsville, and they're just so quick and so well coached. I can't help but put my money on Marion County, again, another defending state champion.
South Gibson at Pearl-Cohn.
South Gibson's just outside of Jackson. A lot of kids that are in that school now, although it's been in existence for about 8 or 10 years, but a lot of those families were sending their kids to private schools in the Jackson area. But I don't know, Pearl Cohn started the season slow, played 4 really good football teams and lost all of those and have not lost since. So I think Pearl Cohn is where they want to be this time of year, and I got to go with the Firebirds in that one.
Centennial at Page.
Those two played during the regular season. Page won the regular season game 52-17. Centennial is much improved, but I think Page, a team that has won the last 4 runner-up championship games, I think they finally get a golden trophy this year.
Blackman at Oakland, and of course that's for the East Side 6A. Oakland on the ropes for a lot of the way the other night against Green Hill, down 9 in the 4th quarter and wound up winning it. Murphy should be a good one.
That's another repeat. They played during the regular season. It sounds like it was a pretty one-sided game because Oakland won it 32-0, but at halftime, and I was at that game, Oakland only had a 7-0 lead. I'm going to pick Blackman in that one. The Blaze are playing really, really well right now, and I think they finally get to that championship game.
Of course, Blackman beat Maryville rather handily last week, and then Southwind at Ravenwood.
I got to go with Southwind. They haven't lost yet, and I just think they've got all the ingredients they need to be a really good team. I've seen Ravenwood play. I have not seen Southwind, but I think Southwind's probably the team to come out of the West.
Let's go ahead and look at our West Tennessee picks. We'll start with Fayetteville, a team that Gordonsville beat on the night where we had a lot of lightning and rain delays. They're heading out west to play McKenzie.
It'll be an interesting game. Fayetteville lost, I think, a couple of games early in the season, but they've come on like gangbusters right now. That's a tough one to call, but I think the fact that McKenzie's been there multiple times in the past, I think McKenzie probably gets a win.
And a game, Murphy, that has been such a rivalry through the years. I counted up today the last 9 times that Huntington and Milan have met. Milan's won 5, Huntington's won 4.
Is that right?
And that goes back to about 2000 or 2001 or 2. But Murph, when you look at that, they're 2 premier programs that are meeting, and a lot of people feel like are the odds-on favorite to win the state championship.
Everybody's been looking at those two in West Tennessee as far as 2A is concerned. Milan won 34-9 in week 3, but I talked to Coach Swinson at Huntington last week, and he said 3 or 4 of his best players were not playing in that ball game. They had some injuries, and I don't know that they'll be able to get all the people in that want to go see that game because it will be elbow to elbow all the way around the field, and the stands will be filled as well. Ought to be a great game, and 2 really good coaches too, I think. So, but I'm going to pick Huntington in a mild upset there.
Of course, Milan.
Don't tell anybody in Milan I said that either, okay?
Milan, just a tradition that both these 2 teams have. It's always a treat to get to watch those.
It really is.
Perform.
If it wasn't so far, I'd go watch that one. I'll probably go to Oakland this week.
Covington at Westview.
Well, last year, this is another repeat. Westview won 42-20, and last year they played during the regular season at the end as well, and Westview clobbered Covington then as well. So I think it's a no-brainer. Timpson kid, who's the quarterback, and his older brother's the quarterback at Alabama, will be running the show again this year, and I think Westview's just may get a state championship this year.
We want to thank Justin Malden and also our title sponsor, which is Wellworth Bank. Murphy and I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, and so long from the Box Score.